Welcome to Hauntic, the podcast where history's shadows meet the unknown. Today we're going to journey to 18th century France, to a place where reality and nightmare collided, a story of terror that left an entire region in fear. In the mid-18th century, while much of Europe was obsessed with witch hunts, a very different horror was gripping rural France. In the rugged hills and forests of Gévaudan, what we now call Lorries or Haute-Loire, excuse me if my pronunciation's a little off, villagers whispered of a creature unlike any wolf they had ever seen. Between 1764 and 1767, the so-called Beast of Gévaudan was blamed for over 100 gruesome deaths, turning a remote corner of France into the epicenter of a national panic. Eyewitnesses described a predator that seemed almost impossible. It was as large as a calf, covered in reddish-brown fur, and had a dark stripe running down its back. Its jaws were enormous, its tail long, and bullets, ordinary bullets, apparently did little to stop it. The attacks were so brutal, throats were ripped out, bodies mutilated, and victims were often just women and children. Villagers locked their doors at dusk, terrified of the beast that lurked in the shadows. The killings became a scandal of national proportions, eventually reaching the court of King Louis XV. The king dispatched professional hunters, including Francois Antoine, the royal gun-bearer, who, in 1765, killed a massive wolf. For a brief moment, France breathed a sigh of relief. But despite Francois Antoine's trophy, the killings didn't stop. Rumours swirled. Had Antoine killed the wrong animal? Were there multiple beasts? Fear tightened its grip until June 1767, when a local hunter, Jean Chastel, reportedly used a blessed bullet to kill another unusually large wolf. And then, silence. The bloodshed ceased overnight. So what exactly was the Beast of Gévaudan? Historians, cryptozoologists and storytellers have offered several explanations over the centuries. First, an exceptionally large wolf, or perhaps even a pack of wolves. Wolves were common and food was scarce, yet villagers swore this creature moved with uncanny speed and almost impervious to gunfire. Secondly, they claim it might have been an exotic predator. Some think it could have been a lion, a hyena or another big cat, perhaps escaped from a private menagerie in the area. Its size, its preference for attacking the throat, all big cat behaviour, but could such an animal survive unnoticed in rural France? Third, a wolf-dog hybrid. Larger, bolder, unpredictable. This could explain its strange appearance, but not the claims of near invulnerability or its sheer ferocity. Finally, the supernatural. In an era steeped in belief in curses and shapeshifters, many locals were convinced they were faced with a real werewolf. The legendary silver bullet, blessed by a priest, grew from those fears, although historical records confirm it. When Chastel finally killed his wolf, the attacks abruptly stopped. But was it the true predator, or simply the end of a terrifying chapter amplified by rumour and panic? Whatever the reason, the Beast of Gévaudan left an indelible mark. It became legend. Stories, books, even movies were made about it. A chilling reminder of a time when a dark forest could hide monsters and a king's hunters couldn't guarantee safety. Whether wolf, hybrid, exotic predator, or something otherworldly, the beast story lingers. Over 250 years later, the hills of Gévaudan still echo with whispers of the monster that once prowled its woods. Thank you for listening to this episode of Hauntic. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe for more tales, where history blurs with legend and the unknown waits just beyond the shadows. Join us today at hauntic.com.